Alright, what's going on, folks? Hope everyone's having a great start to their week. Just give me a second here. Let me post the links and then we'll chill out and get started in a little bit. Ah, shoot, I forgot to do the Q&A before. Oops. First, nice. What's good, Connor? Everything sound okay? I know the echo is kind of mid, but I still haven't soundproofed this room. Rip. Alright, let me do a mic check here. Oh my gosh, is that how loud my water bottle sounds? Holy shit. Let's go, Brian, Josh, Plaza. I almost said happy Sunday. Brandon. Come on, Andy. Jackson. Damn, we got a lot of people here already. Good lord. What's good, fellas? So if you guys been here for a while, you know the drill. We'll give it a few minutes, let people flow in, whoever wants to watch. We'll do a top down on BTC. We'll look at a handful of shitcoins. And then after a little bit, we're going to shut down the stream. I'm going to immediately restart it. I'll post a new link in Blockcircle. And then we'll do a private stream for Blockcircle. And we can talk about a lot of different coins. Because, I mean, good lord. Like, you guys can't see, but at the top right now, I have maybe like 8 tabs up, but then on my other browser, I've probably got, let me see. I got like 30 or 40 tabs up with crypto charts. So we'll do those just for Blockcircle, guys, but we'll start off so everyone can see. But how was your Sunday? I did stay out of the dungeon, yes. I actually upgraded to a suite. Been pretty good. Yeah, good morning. Which recent trade are you most bullish on? That's a tough one. I feel like Espresso has a lot of upside. I know it's already up a lot from like launch, but I don't know. Does that really mean anything? Be careful what you type in chat. That's why you don't get canceled. Oh, I'm so hungry. I didn't eat before this. Oh, my stomach's fucking screaming. Is Blockcircle only for trading or also spot buys and sells? Because I'm not a trader. It's for anything crypto related, honestly. And we used to talk like TradFi in there too. Some people still do, but crypto's just so hype right now that we mainly talk that. But definitely, I mean, I'm only a spot buyer and seller nowadays. I almost never touch leverage except for the occasional like Bitcoin long or short. But now we're pretty much just spot buyers and sellers, and you know, I try and trade or invest, if you will, like multi-month. You know, if I buy something now, I'm not really trying to be out tomorrow or the next day unless it goes up 500 or 1,000% or something in like a week, or I don't know. You always got to be willing to adapt, right? Like sometimes, you know, I might want to be in something for a week or month or even into next year, but then some information comes out and it's just not looking like the play anymore. So you always got to be on your toes. There's not something I'm going to say today that's necessarily still going to apply in a week, right? Because crypto just moves so fast, you know. But join the week, nice, dude. Be glad to have you. Popping off in there lately. I mean, goodness, I wake up in the morning. I didn't even sleep that long, maybe like 8 hours. and there's like, 800 messages in trades chat, and I'm gonna go through all of them if I can. And it's just so hard to keep up. There's so many people with banging trades in there. I mean, it's crazy. It used to be like Blockcircle was mainly my alpha and, a handful of other people's, but now there's a ton of people in there that are kicking ass. It warms my heart. On Twitter, you're retweeting 19K Bitcoin calls. Did I really? If market shifts, would you go more stables? Well, here's the thing. My crypto portfolio is only like 20% of my net worth or something. And so, you might see it and be like, oh, he's basically all in. He doesn't have that much cash. But in reality, I kind of base it off like my own risk tolerance, and so that I base that off my net worth. And, if my whole portfolio goes down 50% by the end of the year, that might only be 8% of my net worth or something. And for me, that's very much tolerable. So, I don't know. I'd probably go a little bit more into stables if things start to look rocky. But if things get really bad and I'm thinking like this is actually a really good long-term opportunity, I'll just send some money back from the bank, because I haven't actually done that. I've only sent money from crypto to the bank since, I don't even know when. I don't know when the last time was I sent money from the bank to crypto. Probably 2020. But, yeah, I'd probably go a little bit more stables, maybe like 10%. But I don't feel like a lot of the plays I like are not things I need to shove like, half my portfolio in. Usually it's like 2 or 3%. So if I got 5 or 6 bags I want to add to 2 or 3% risk, that's only like 12 or 15%. I don't really need that many stables to accomplish what I'm trying to do longer term. Should I ape now, or you degens give me some time? Well, on second stream here, we're going to have some stuff that I haven't talked about yet in Blockcircle, so I don't know, man. Hey, we're glad to have you, Jedi. Heck yeah, brother. I search your messages and you're like 300 messages a day. I know, dude. My Discord level is like 38 or something. It's just thousands and thousands of messages. Because I legit try, if possible, to respond to every message. I mean, naturally, you just can't. But if I see a message that goes 5, 10, 15 messages, no one's responded to it, I'm going to try and respond to it. Like, I want everyone to feel like they're heard and they have a voice and that they're not just getting lost in the noise, Which eventually is going to be impossible if there's thousands of messages to read when I wake up, but that's definitely the goal. Anniversary went very well. Very well. I'm super blessed and happy with the state of my relationship right now. You're worth 10 mil? Overall net worth? Probably not quite, no. I don't know. I'm not gonna put an actual number on it, but I don't think I'm worth 10 mil. Maybe if you I consider Blockcircle a multi-million-dollar business, so it depends on how you look at it. But liquid, like if I sold all my assets right now, no, it still probably wouldn't be $10 million. The guy doesn't sleep. Hey, I resent that. I sleep. Some nights I sleep 3 hours. Some nights I sleep 12 hours. Sometimes I sleep at 10 p.m. Sometimes I sleep at 10 a.m. It is what it is. The guy said I have Unibot open. Oh gosh. Tattoo, dude. She got 5 tattoos, and they look sick. They're so cool. What'd you guys do for anniversary? What exactly did we do? We woke up. We got she got dressed and all that stuff. Got a really nice lunch at our favorite steakhouse. We came back. She had to do some gift stuff and preparation. your boy prepared in the morning before she woke up, but she had to do some stuff, and then we did gifts, and we spent some time together, and it was, nothing insane, but it was really nice. It was really, really pleasant. All I'm looking for, honestly. Can't wait to get into an on-chain coin when you call it, bro. Hey, just keep in mind, guys, not everything I buy is a banger. There's plenty of stuff I buy that still round trips or just fizzles out. Like, I'm definitely not 100% hit rate by any means, but yeah, we do a little banging. Sometimes we find some bangers. How long you been investing, trading? I started in 2017, and I didn't really give it the time it deserved until like 2019, 2020. And like mid 2020 is when I really stopped making a lot of the newbie mistakes that I was making before. So, you know, I would say 3 years being a pseudo expert, if you will, and 6 years altogether. 6 years actually a month ago. Good Lord. Time flies, man. Yeah, 5 tattoos, dude. And it only took like 2 hours. She's a badass. She'd be like, yeah, it's about a 2 out of 10 on the pain scale. Man, I can't. I got like 2 tattoos and they're freaking tiny. But we got a bet going on. If she wins a bet, I'll get a giant chest tattoo. So, we'll see how that goes. Low stress, life is the way. Real talk, dude. We got 69 people in here. Let's go. We're about to get started. I'm going to read these last few comments here and then we'll take a peek at Bitcoin because we cannot ignore Bitcoin. Need to start using Unibot? Yeah, dude. I mean, it's almost hard to compete right now without Unibot, which is crazy. And, you know, I wouldn't store all your funds there by any means. Just consider it like any other hot wallet. You know, the risks are there. If you're using MetaMask and you have your private keys in MetaMask and you're not using like a hardware wallet, that's the same risk as Unibot, right? Like, I trust it, but I don't trust it completely, you know what I mean? And that's not a knock on the team or anything, it just is what it is. It's a hot wallet, right? My return in 2021 bull run, I think I did about 350x from my lows. Something like that. So 300 to 400x. At my peak, you know, I didn't cash all that out. I probably cashed out like 150 or something. Found you in mid-2020. Nice, dude. I didn't know you've been watching for that long. Damn. Noob mistakes you're making? Ooh. We can definitely talk about some of those. Let's push that off a little bit here so we can go and get into it. Signing up your group today? Hey, let's go, dude. I'll see you in there. Just joined Blockcircle. Nice. We've put on like hundreds of members lately, and it makes me so excited. Like, I don't know, man. I just want to see people changing their lives. Real talk. You got the dab in the chat. I didn't even know you could do that in YouTube chat. What will happen to all these microcaps if Bitcoin pulls to 26K? I would wager most of them are probably going to go down like at least 50%. But the thing is, like, you know, we're at 30K BTC. It goes down to 26K. To get your money back, Bitcoin's got to go back to 30K where it's at. But low caps is different, right? Like, you could go from 30K BTC to 26K. Low caps nuke out hard. And then BTC could sideways and pump, you know, a little bit to like 27. And if your low cap is high quality, it could fully recover. You know, so. But I think it's still safe. It just depends on how you're, you know, how you're playing it, right? And what your risk tolerance is. Like, some people want to follow me tit by tit, but they have a completely different risk tolerance than I do. And it's going to hurt. Like, you know, I'm cashing out to the bank every month, every couple of months. And so my risk tolerance is for what I have in crypto is pretty high. You know, I don't mind suffering 30% portfolio drawdown if it fits my overall goals for the long term, you know. But some people, they don't want more than, you know, 10% portfolio drawdown. So they probably shouldn't be playing it the same way I am, right? But yeah, microcaps, I mean, everything will take a hit if Bitcoin goes to 26K. Like, everything. You know, but it takes a lot less money to relift some of these low caps than it does, you know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. Like, if Bitcoin dumps 20% and then pumps 5%, Solana's not going to be back at the highs, but some of these low caps could be. So, just keep that in mind. How have your strategies changed since the bull run going into the next one? Well, I've definitely accumulated a lot more coins. I have never, in the last 6 years, you know, I've never had this many coins at a single time. Like, I really just had, I don't know, maybe 10 max last run around at any given time, maybe 15 or something, but now I've got like 40 plus because I'm spreading my risk around. But I also used to go pretty equally into everything, and now I kind of, like, if I see something I really like, I'm going to bump up my size relatively significantly. So, but let's see here. Oh my gosh, comments keep coming in. Gotta get to the analysis, my guys. Do I see the same type of bull coming like previous? I think Bitcoin's return each cycle is going to be less, right? Like, you know, you did 120x or whatever. He did 20x, and in my opinion, this time I would be happy with like a 5 or 6x on BTC. 100k, in my opinion, is a pretty safe target. But if you're not just talking Bitcoin returns, I think this cycle is going to be crazier than last cycle. Just like last cycle was crazier than the previous one. And if this year has not been a testament to that, I don't know what is. Because I tell you, you know, we're a year before the halving, basically. Just like 2019. 2019 did not have anywhere near the opportunity you have right now to make it. I mean, there's people who have made it just this year alone in a bear market. Like, it's absolutely insane what has been done this year. And not just by me. I mean, I wouldn't consider myself a insane outlier. Like, you know, I mean, I'm doing better than most people probably. But there's other people that are kicking my ass. And they're literally going from, you know, thousands of dollars to millions. Like, the opportunity right now is busted. And that was not the case last cycle. So if that's the case a year before the halving, let's assume that traditional markets cooperate and everything's not too bad on that side of things, stocks cooperate, we should have a pretty good run post-halving into 2025. So I don't see why, if we're getting low caps that can go 10x, 50x, 100x, 500x in a bear market or accumulation phase, whatever you want to call it, why wouldn't it be even crazier in the next year? You know, you have something that goes 100x now, it dumps 75% before the halving, and it's up 25x from the lows. And then it goes 50x from there. You know, you're over 1,000x on that. Like, the opportunity is crazy right now. Absolutely crazy. So, yeah, I think it's going to be even better than last time, if you know how to play it. You know, if you're just trying to be in Solana and stuff like that, I don't think it's going to be, you know, you're probably not going to get a 300x on Solana again, but you got to be willing to adapt. You got to be willing to change how you play it based off what the market's doing. Like, some people didn't want to touch low caps in February, March. Okay, I get it. But come April, you see, this are the only things running. You got to adapt. You can't just, you know, I mean, you can just stay in Bitcoin and stuff if you want, but you're not going to outpace anybody else in the market, really. I'm still at the gym. Don't give the gyms away too early. Are you good? So I'm about to start Bitcoin in the next 3 minutes, and then we'll look at a few shit coins, and we're going to shut it down, and then we'll relaunch it, you know, 2 minutes after that for Blockcircle, and then we'll talk about most of the gyms that I'm looking at. Already 57% down from 2 years ago, following the wrong people. I mean, real talk, dude, like, I'm not supporting it, but 57% from the all-time high is not that bad. I mean, Bitcoin alone is down that much, and most people are heavily in shitcoins, which means they're probably down even more, especially if they're in the wrong ones. So don't lose faith, man. It's not the end of the world. But also consider maybe strictly following anyone is never the best move. Maybe try and learn what they're doing, why they're doing it. If that makes sense to you, if you think that's the best play for, you know, your trading career. Well, I'm not about blindly following anyone. Like, I would not take my whole portfolio and blindly follow one other person with it. I just don't think that's the move, right? Because you're not going to outperform them, most likely, and you know, you probably don't have the same risk tolerance as them. You know, I think Spillways is bottom now. I've never heard of that, but we can definitely take a peek at it. Yeah, it's been a wild year. All right, so I'm gonna try and I see there's more comments. I'm gonna try and keep up with them, but for now, let's go ahead. Let's take a peek at Bitcoin. I know most people just want to look at shitcoins, but we cannot at any point forget about Bitcoin. I mean, this dictates the whole market. The reason that we are having so much fun in shitcoin land is because Bitcoin pumped at the start of the year and is now going sideways. If it's not doing that, we're not having DeFi summer and all that stuff. Most likely, you know, most likely the market is risk off if Bitcoin's not going up and then going sideways. This is the best environment for shitcoin trading. Very reminiscent of 2016, right? You get a big pop off the lows and then you just sideways. People getting chopped up on leverage. Meanwhile, shitcoin land is thriving and then Bitcoin halving. This is a very real scenario for what we could get before halving, right? This is the halving, July 2016. Next halving is April 2024. We could very well just, you know, do something like this all the way into halving. I think that's my more optimistic outlook. Obviously, the more negative is that we retrace this move up more significantly, you know, even a 50% retrace of this whole year on Bitcoin would have us around like 23K, which is not that bad percent-wise for Bitcoin, but you're going to have some nasty retraces on altcoins if we get that. So that's why in Blockcircle, we also always talk about always be taking profits. ABTP, always be taking profits. And it's so true. You know, you might see like, oh, my portfolio is all in shitcoin still, but if I take out a massive amount of cash to the bank, my portfolio is still going to look like it's all shitcoins. But, you know, I've de-risked, you know, multiple years of expenses for me. Thus, I can afford to keep on the risk for stuff that maybe, even if we go back down here, I'm okay still looking to sell up here far in the future. And with the cash I got and reserves, if we go down here and stay there for a while, I can average down a lot of stuff that I think will survive to next year. And a lot of stuff I have right now won't survive till next year. And that's fine. That's why you're not going to catch me risking 10 or 20% of my account on any one single entry on one coin. It's not how I like to play it anymore, right? And I get some people be like, well, my account's smaller. I can't really afford to waste to only go 1 or 2%. I get that. You know, at that point, maybe you just got to be pickier with your plays. At that point, you definitely can't just follow me on everything, because if I've got 20 different bags with 1% risk and you're going 20% risk on each one, first off, you're asking to get wrecked, because the reason I risk so low is you just never really know. I mean, I've had the best looking plays, the best fundamentals, the best teams, they're doxed and all that good stuff, and they still rug. Maybe not officially, but they don't ever get any traction. They stay in near zero. So if you're risking 20-30% on a single play just because, well, my portfolio is smaller, I want to make it fast, like, well, you're asking to get hurt. Maybe you should only risk 4 or 5% and just accept you're not going to make, you know, $1 million in one trade. And that's okay, because you don't need that many good trades to get to 5 figures and then get to 6 figures, right? You just got to not lose it. Focus on not losing more than just making it all in 1 year, right? I know everyone wants to do that. Got to make it all this year. Got to make it all this cycle. But in reality, you just got to not flop, right? But anyways, let me see if there's any comments that are of importance. How can I join second stream? So if you're in Blockcircle, what'll happen is I'll close this stream down. I'll change it to unlisted. I'm trying to immediately restart it. It might take me a minute or two. And then in the trades channel and the live stream channel, I'll post the new link, which won't be public. It'll just be unlisted. You click on that, and we'll get back into it, you know? I got a sneeze coming. Oh, excuse me. So I try to keep it seamless. I just want to make sure that the public, you know, can hear some of my thoughts and can have some time to stream, but also the Blockcircle guys deserve a private stream to themselves. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff I'm talking about that I don't really want to talk about to the public yet. I just kind of want to keep it in the tight-knit Blockcircle group and see how they're feeling. And if I want to do Q&A, it's a lot harder to do it public than it is to do just with a smaller number of people in Blockcircle. So anyways, ton more comments, but let's go ahead through this. A lot of stuff on BTC, if you guys tuned into the last couple streams, is going to be about the same because, you know, look at it. Look at the monthly. Nothing is, or at least the weekly, nothing has really changed in the last couple of weeks, but let's just outline what we're looking at. So since about March, we've just been testing the underside of this 2021 support. Whether you want to outline it as, whether you want to outline it as just wicks, you know, this is what you're focusing on, the low end of the range, or if you want to focus on the entirety of the support all the way up to the close, either way, we're just testing the underside of that. And it would have been very surprising to test it in March and then just rip right through it in April. That being said, that's exactly what happened in 2019. We went up to it and we ripped right through it. So, you know, it could have happened, but it didn't. We're just consolidating. And this is honestly more conducive for aping shitcoins than it is if we just rip. You know, if Bitcoin's ripping, the money in the market kind of just wants to chase Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin's sideways, the big boys, they want to get more Bitcoin before it rips because they want to sell on size. They want to sell Bitcoin because it's going to be way more liquid. They can sell a ton of that and raise a lot of fiat. Versus, you know, how are you going to get more Bitcoin? Well, the only way to do it is to either load up on leverage or just trade shitcoins. So if big money is confident, in the coming months, I can probably buy Bitcoin from 26 to 30K pretty safely. Let me try and 10x my portfolio on shitcoins, and then I can buy 10 times as much Bitcoin before it rips. That's the general idea, right? Obviously, it's not that simple, but that's the general idea. So sideways Bitcoin is the best thing for altcoins. That's exactly what you want to see. You want to see a big pump where big players are making a ton of money. They got a ton of money to spend on shitcoins, and then you want the sideways so they can be confident that they can exit their Bitcoin for a little bit of time, increase their wealth massively on altcoins, and get back into Bitcoin before it lifts back off again, and then rinse, repeat, right? That's how the cycles tend to go. You know, is it always going to be that way? I don't know. Is it really that simple? Not really, but that's the general idea, right? They want to be in Bitcoin when it's moving hard because it's super liquid. And while Bitcoin's sideways, they're going to risk some of their portfolios to make more Bitcoin on shitcoins, right? And so ever since March, we've basically just been inside this tight little range from 24 to like 31K. Okay. And this is the most ideal situation that we can be in, right? We really, you know, there's a possibility that we retest these lows for sure. And before we do that, maybe we can retest the highs again. I don't really know. You're not going to catch me on here going out and trying to say this is the guaranteed thing. This is what's going to happen for sure. I just think that's kind of, I don't know, amateur. I don't know what's going to happen. I like to look at a lot of different scenarios and try and have a plan for each one. And even if you plan 10 or 20 scenarios, what really happens might not be any of them. But the goal is whether I wake up and Bitcoin's here, 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 or here, I'm not going to wake up and be like, no, wait, what? No, like I wasn't planning for this. No, if I wake up and we're at 20K BTC, my shitcoins are going to be wrecked. My cash in the bank that I took out is going to be a lifesaver. My expenses will be covered. I can move cash back to crypto if I want to buy the dip down here. It's been planned for. If we're in the range, the same game plan as today, right? Nothing changes. If we're at range lows, maybe I want to spend some of my stables on some other low caps. And if we're up here, you know, everything's glorious, right? And thus that, whether we go up, down, or sideways, I'm not going to wake up any day and just be stupefied. I mean, obviously, if I woke up to 20K BTC tomorrow, I'd kind of be shitting myself a little bit, but, you know, it's not going to significantly change my life, right? So we want to try and plan for everything that we can. But the big thing that concerns me on BTC is that, you know, everything goes in cycles, right? Everything ebbs and flows, kind of like this, and so does BTC. And right now, our stochastic cycle is getting pretty high up in its path. Like, you know, you can see that when things get super exuberant, you can get, overbought, and you can stay there for a long time. Like back here, 2017, we're overbought. It keeps going. In 2020, we're overbought, and it keeps going. But both of those times were, you know, a year after the BTC halving in a very exuberant market already where everyone's extremely risk on. I would say a lot of people are risk on now, but you still got the overhead of like traditional finance. You've still got the fact that this is the first bounce off the lows for BTC. I mean, and for me, momentum is still negative on the monthly, right? The majority of the bull market is going to be positive momentum that's rising, but also trending above zero on this CCI tool. And for now, I think we're still rising. We're kind of flatlining as far as momentum goes, and we're also still very much negative. So to me, I think at some point before the halving comes in April, over here, we're likely going to have a multi-month pullback in Bitcoin, you know, and whether that's from here to 25 or 23 or whatever, or we're going to go up first and then we're going to pull back from 35 or 40. I'm not really sure. But I do believe before halving, there's a good chance we're going to have a pretty significant flush. So I think it's always worth having some cash, whether it's in the bank or whether it's in stablecoins or, you know, USD on an exchange, whatever. Have some cash separate from the rest of your portfolio that you save for a situation like that. And if it doesn't come, you know, ideally you have enough exposure that you're happy with. And if we just kick off into a real full-blown bull market, there is always opportunity for people who have cash, right? So just having some extra cash is never going to be a big deal. The most ideal is not getting a flush, but just doing something like we did in 2016, where we pump, we go sideways, we pump, little flush, sideways, we pump. That's the most ideal. But, you know, we try and plan for everything that we can. So I do expect some kind of pullback, whether that's, you know, from here down to the end of the year, and then we rally in the holiday season leading into the halving, or whether we stay extended for a while, and then maybe, you know, holiday season into March, we dump back, and then April halving comes and we start to pump and stuff like that. But I think typically we tend to bottom out a bit before halving. Like in 2016, the bottom of this move was like January and the halving was July, which was about 6 months before. So that would put us at a bottom around October, November, which lines up well with topping out pretty soon, dumping for a few months into October, November, bottoming out, rallying into the halving, pulling back after the halving, and then kicking off a bull market. That is what I expect to happen more than anything, you know, and you got to be willing to adapt, just take it a day at a time, but that's the game plan I think is most likely here. The weekly is also looking pretty grim for a pullback. We've got a double cycle high, right? Cycle high on the stochastic here, cycle high on the stochastic here. Momentum has rolled over again, just barely. It's actually mostly just flat week to week, but it's definitely waning. And we had this higher high into a lower high on momentum and a lower high on our cycle. So all in all, it definitely feels like, with the monthly cycle as well being high, that we're kind of moving into pullback territory. So if you guys have just been riding the shitcoin wave for months on end and you haven't taken anything back to the bank, you're doing yourself a disservice, right? You should pay yourself. You deserve it. If you worked hard, you put up the risk, you know, you were willing to lose money to make the money, and you've made money now, pay yourself, right? Like, it's imperative that you do this, because inevitably there's going to be those days and those weeks like this where everyone's so surprised. Like, well, wait, why are we at 20K? What's the news? Why are we at 24K BTC? Where's the news? What happened? Well, shitcoin's blasted to the roof for 6 months, and Bitcoin's up from 15K to 30K with no significant pullback. What do you mean, right? Like, everyone is always so shocked when the big dip comes. Yet, if you look at, you know, the last 10 years of Bitcoin, the big dips always come, right? Like, even the ones that don't look like it now, I mean, think about it. This is 1,200 BTC to 750, like a massive pullback, right? And then, you know, weeks later, 1,300 Bitcoin to 850, massive pullback. But every time it happens, month after month, year after year, everyone's so surprised. What's going on? You plan for that now. When you're making bank, you plan for that beforehand, and you just suck up that if it just keeps going up, yeah, you're not going to make as much as if you just held everything. That's how it always goes. There's stuff you're selling now for a 5x, a 10x, a 50x. If crypto keeps going up in the next year or two, yeah, that stuff's going to have been up 100x or 500x, and you're not going to have made as much money. But, you know, flip the bias, right? Let's say traditional finance goes to absolute dog, and this is the first cycle where post-Bitcoin halving, we don't get a mind-blowing rally. Does it make that much sense? No. But if it happens, you may, damn, I'm glad I paid myself and didn't go full greed mode. And that's the big thing you got to focus on, guys. Greed management. There's risk management, and then there's greed management. You got to manage your greed. You want to be just greedy enough where you're greedier than the guys that are just holding Bitcoin, right? Or they're all in cash right now, hoping for this perfect dip where they can ape it all in. And less greedy than the guys that are going to give it all back, and their portfolios are going to hit zero long before the bull run even begins. You got to manage that. And for me, you know, I'm selling some Unibot that I think is probably going to be $500, maybe even $1,000 plus in the bull market. $1,000, by the way, for Unibot, guys, is $1 billion market cap. Reminder, Cardano and XRP, both of which do nothing, hit $100 billion last cycle. No revenue share, didn't have no smart contracts, no DeFi, no utility, $100 billion. So yeah, something like Unibot going to $1,000 or $5,000 is a very real possibility if we hit some serious levels of risk on, and Bitcoin moves to 100K, all that good stuff. But it doesn't mean I'm just going to hold it all now in hopes of that, because not only can I rotate out and make money on other stuff, but it just makes sense mentally for me and for my greed management to de-risk and trail out a moon bag, right? And if it goes to $1,000, oh, I knew I should have hold it all. Like, you know, it's moot, right? The hindsight stuff is all moot. If you think you're in this big winner that's guaranteed to not have any problems and make it all the way through the bull market, great. You know, hold all of that, piss off for a year or two. You're going to make more than all of us probably, but it's just not the risk that I'm willing to take. No, Mike's cutting out still? No, is my internet bugging? I've been talking for like 3 hours. It's still cutting out. Let me see what it sounds like. Hold on. Bugging? I've been talking for like 3 hours. Is it still cutting out for you? It seems okay for me. Testing. It's okay. Damn. Sorry about that. I wish I lived in a better area. My internet was more consistent. Was that like 10 minutes of it bugging out, or was it just for a moment? Heard everything. Okay. All right, well. Hopefully it's good now. But anyways, you got to manage your greed, guys, right? You want to be greedier than the next guy and less greedy than the last guy, all that good stuff, okay? And so being less greedy than the next guy means taking profits to the bank when things look good and prepping for the big flush when it comes, if it comes, and it might not. Maybe we just get some super chill consolidation into the halving and we move up. Great. You have extra cash, right? Nothing wrong with that. When a bull run comes around, every day for months on end will be an opportunity to make money if you have cash. So there's no problem just having some now. Okay, and then likewise, if we do get some crazy scenario where we barely dump it all and we just start ripping again, you want to be exposed to crypto. That's why I don't like the all-in fiat route, like 100% stables. It's just not my kind of thing, because then if things move up hard, the FOMO is going to kill you. Like the emotions are going to be running wild. I like to prep for that and just always have some exposure to crypto. Okay, I need to keep my eye on the chat more here. Mike's been fine for me. Okay. But anyways, yeah, the monthly, the weekly, they're really setting up for a pullback. On the daily, we've gotten a little extended as far as pullback goes. So I do think, like, you know, if you look at the last time we had this kind of PA where we made like a new local low, which I would say was like back here, we got this kind of revenge pump afterwards. You know, the cycles came down a lot, momentum came down a lot. People expected, in this region, they expected another new low. But what they didn't really expect was this kind of price action. And I think we could get something very similar to this very soon, where we rip back up, convince people that we're back, you know, we're back bullish. You know, we'll reclaim the range. Everyone's going to be taking their reclaim trades, all that good stuff. And then we complete sort of like an A, B, C pattern move down to, you know, 26, 27K, or maybe even 25K, something like that. I think that is personally the most likely outcome here, as opposed to one, just dumping again right away. And, you know, anything's possible, but I don't think that's as likely. Or two, just, you know, reclaim, retest, then we get out of here. I mean, you know, anything's possible, but a lot of the signs I'm seeing are leading towards probably a move back up on the daily, probably something like 30.5K. And then the daily rolls over, and all of a sudden you have the monthly cycle is high, the weekly cycle has rolled over, and the daily cycle's rolled over. You get the 4-hour rolling over as well, and you're just going to have a big confluence of bearish indicators. So that's why I got to hit it once again, guys. If you haven't taken some profits from the crazy moves in the shitcoin territory, take some profits, right? You're not going to regret it. Unless you're just super emotional, you know, you're not going to regret it. Okay. But anyway, and then as far as targets for the downside go, the most ideal thing would be to keep making higher lows with each subsequent higher high. So ideally, we don't break 25K. But you know, it's not the end all be all, right? Like you can still be on an uptrend this year, even if you come back down lower. But the most ideal thing to do would be to make a higher low somewhere above 25K. And the most ideal would be at the 61.8 fib, right? And in a bull run, this fib catches more than anything. Okay, and right now, that's sitting right at 27.5K. Okay, 50% retrace down to 61.8 fib is the most ideal place to make a higher low, right? And, you know, sometimes you're not going to get it, right? Sometimes you're going to flush out. Like, I don't know if we went that far last time. Not quite. We made the 50% retrace last time, but we didn't quite get to the 61.8. Let's see about the previous time. Look at that. Look at that. Literally to the T. 61.8 fib from the higher low right before we pushed to the T. And also, what was also to the T back then was the 200 period moving average on the daily, which right now is also sitting about $1,000 below the 61.8 fib, right? So definitely leaves room for maybe a little bit of a deeper pullback. But in general, I think this is going to be the kind of price action we're going to see into August, September. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, God bless, because I have a ton of coins. If I'm right, and I'm still leaning towards this is what I would prefer. You know, sure, I'm going to have open profit and losses. Yeah, you know, I might lose portfolio value, whatever. But there's a lot of stuff I really like now at the current valuation that I would like even more for a 50% discount. People are going to puke stuff that's going to 100x in the next year. I'm going to buy that stuff. I'm going to bump up my risk. And I'm going to say, screw it. You know, I think this stuff is quality. I think people are overreacting to Bitcoin. And if we end up going down to 24K, I mean, the deals are going to be disgusting. Right? So I don't know if we'll go that low or not, but that's the outlook on BTC. Let me go back and scroll up. We've got a lot of comments here. I don't want to skip any of them. And then once I get through these, you know, maybe we can peek at some of the recent big winners we've had, and then I'll shut down. We'll restart for Blockcircle, and we can really get into shitcoins. Harry said, I'm still at a crazy loss, not positioned properly and lost. Hopefully joining your group will help position myself. Well, we're going to do our best. Definitely happy to help in any way we can. And you're not alone, dude. Plenty of people are still suffering from their 2022 losses. I'm still nowhere near my 2021 peak as far as net worth goes. Like, not even close. You know, but just don't focus on where you were. Don't focus on, I got to get back to, $10,000 portfolio. I got to get back before I can feel good. Like, it's gone, brother. It's gone, And if you didn't never take it to cash, it was never yours, right? So don't focus on it. Just focus on where you can go from here, right? And how you can keep what you have while still giving yourself opportunity to make more. APT probably outperforms Sol. Honestly, probably. Even if it's worse, exactly. There's like nothing happening on APT, but somehow it probably will outperform because it's shinier, right? And people ask, what's the next Solana? It's probably not another layer, right? Like the next Solana just means what's going to go up 200x, right? Probably not a layer 2. Maybe, but probably not. How can I join second stream? Oh yeah, I think I already answered that. TIG is ripping. Is it really? Oh yeah, I had a good day today. Hey. Blockcircle guys can attest. Throughout here, I was saying, you get the 6s, you ape. Look at the bottom, right at 6, baby. Come on now. Come on now. And then a 50% candle out of nowhere. Let's go. Can't ask the questions you don't know how to ask. Absolutely, dude. I feel the same way. Like, sometimes I have questions, I don't even know how to ask them. I had Luna and put investments in Celsius. Nancy Reagan, no. Oh, what a tragic story. I'm sorry to hear that. It's easier to do it yourself than it is to follow people. Yeah, absolutely. You got to be a free thinker, right? If you're following people, you're always going to have that fear. When you go to sleep for 6 hours, what are they going to do? Are they going to decide to screw it and they're going to sell everything and all their followers are going to follow them and, their coins are going to be nuked out and you're going to wake up pissed? Or you're going to have your own plan, which maybe you won't make as much as Mr. Streamer, or maybe you'll make more. You can outperform me. People in Blockcircle outperform me. From a percent standpoint, for sure. There are people doing that. I'm sure of it. So you just, but you know, you can maybe look at what I'm doing, say, hey, I like what he's doing. You know, why is he doing this? Why is he buying these coins? What fundamentally is he looking at when he's buying into these coins, right? Because I got some good insights on that stuff, you know? Not everything's infallible, right? I'm not going to only buy winners, but the things I'm looking at, the factors I consider when I invest in something, probably worth taking into account in your own trading strategy, right? But don't follow blindly. Like some people want to mirror my wallets. Well, first off, if I see people mirroring my wallets, I'm going to mix. I'm going to go to new wallets because it's not positive for me to have people aping and everything I ape in immediately after. Because one, I might decide, I actually don't like this and I'm getting out. Or two, I might be accumulating and I don't want, you know, on something that's got 100K liquidity, there's 10 wallets aping half an ETH right after me on every buy. It's just, no thank you. And secondly, unless you have the cash to mirror everything I'm doing, you're not going to see the same performance as me, right? You're going to miss that one that goes super hard, you know? But you definitely need, yeah, I agree. You need to follow to learn, right? It's okay to follow. Just don't blindly follow. And I would not put your whole portfolio the same as mine because you don't have the same risk tolerance. I need to keep scrolling down to the bottom, make sure my mic's not cutting out. It looks good, okay. Ator fire. Ator is fire, dude. I'm extremely excited. Let me see. I got this one somewhere over here. Here we go. I'm extremely excited about this project. I got a good like OTC deal going with the team, so naturally I'm more excited because I got a good deal. But at the same time, I've been coping the whole way up. Just like, man, like, because I saw about it. I don't know if it was this accumulation down here at like 5 cents or if it was 15, but I saw it and I was thinking, this is fire. I think it was actually around here. And I was thinking, damn, like it was just 10 cents. Now it's almost 30. Fuck, you know, I don't want to invest now, which is just, it's one of my biggest flaws. I don't like buying things that have already moved up, but like every 100x was a 2x at some point, you know? And just because it's moving up doesn't mean it's a bad buy, but I don't really like buying things that just moved up, you know? It just isn't what I like to do. So I've been coping ever since then, and I forgot about it in here because, you know, it's just, there's just so much going on at all times in crypto. It's hard to keep up. Like right now I've got 40 tabs open and, you know, I can see one letter for each of them. So even just seeing a B, I know that's, you know, Blockbet, or I know that's B-Bank or whatever. It's just hard to keep up. But yeah, I think this project is heat. And this is a big first mover. No one else is doing what they're doing. And I've always thought that Tor, the Tor network, and crypto go hand in hand, yet no one has really tried to utilize it, as far as I know. So, really excited for this one. If you have many, many plays, you can sell one trend after another. Exactly. Like right now, I'm making stacks on the Unibot trend, and I've got other stuff that's not really doing anything right now. But maybe the Unibot trend cools off for a month or two, and my other narratives start to pick up, right? And so I'm okay buying something. It does nothing. It goes sideways. Maybe even it goes down 30, 40%, and it just sits there for months. I've forgotten about it. If I didn't have it, I would never buy it. And then I wake up someday, and all of a sudden, a new narrative is kicked off, and that coin's up 300, 400%. Well, shoot, you know? So, yeah, I like having exposure to many different sectors in crypto. And sometimes you always got to be aware there's going to be new sectors that pop up, like the Unibot meta. That wasn't a thing. That wasn't a thing at all. And I was coping on this one too. I saw it at 50 cents. I didn't buy it. I ended up buying it $3 to $5 because I stopped coping. I just said, you know what, this is going to be a new big thing, right? Like this is going to be the thing. The sniper bots, the all-in-one wallets, the MEV blocker, all this stuff. I could just see that it was coming. And then, you know, even now we're seeing some other ones that are really starting to gain some traction. It's the meta, but it won't always be. Bless you, brother. Any Profi holders here? Yes, we do like Profi. We do. Bearish div on the weekly, yeah, I know. Bitcoin's weekly bearish div is kind of brutal right now. Mic cutting out. Yep. It's fine now, it's fine, okay. And we're still good mic-wise, I imagine. No one's saying anything, so. Chat is stacked today. I know, dude. We almost had 100 viewers at some point. We had like 15 to 20 last stream or something, which is fine. I mean, I was streaming in 2018 when I had 3 viewers. And the same 3 people were in there every week. And they're still in Blockcircle today, and they're absolutely killing it. And some of them don't even tune in anymore because they've retired and they're doing their own thing. But It's the best place you can be, honestly. Like, I'm not saying there's other streams that are great too, and I try to fit my stream such that I'm not streaming the same time as anyone else. So, you know, I know people want to tune into everyone, so it's cool, no hard feelings, but it's worth being here. The value in this stream is immense. You on a heater? I am on a heater, brother. I know. For sure. It's been honestly, as far as a percent-based return goes, this has been one of my maybe my greatest year ever. You know, and just a 6-month period has been just absolutely insane. Haven't had any audio cutouts, some buffering. Oceania, better than other streams. Okay, nice. I'm in a very small room too, so the noise echoes off the walls very easily. So I can understand that the audio in general is just not the best, but I just haven't gotten around to fixing it yet. Giving great advice, explain everything as a beginner. And that's the tough part. Like, you know, there's so many people in here that are DeFi experts, right? And I want to talk on your guys' level as experts and not baby anyone. But at the same time, I want to talk as if someone hasn't seen candlesticks. I mean, obviously if you haven't seen candlesticks and you don't know what I'm talking about, you got to say something, because I'm not going to just assume that. But that's the kind of idea, right? Like, I want to make sure people understand why I'm doing what I'm doing, even if you don't know, you know, that I always do a top down, that I'm trading based off multiple time frames, that I'm using the cycles, blah, 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 right? Do you sell back to USDT, or where do you prefer to cash out? Well, if I don't mind having a little bit of risk, I keep it in stables, because we got to understand, guys, stables are still risky. There is no guarantee at any point that the government doesn't just come in and nix stables, right? There's no guarantee of that. It's a stable until it's not. But it's very convenient, right? You can be pegged to the dollar, not risking anything, you know, other than that stablecoin risk. It's extremely convenient, and you can hop back in at any time. So I do keep stables most of the time. But when I'm cashing out, that's going to the bank. It's going to the bank, and it's not coming back anytime soon, right? That needs to be money that I can no longer instantly risk. When it's in stables, it can be in a crypto asset in minutes. But if it's in the bank, it's a lot more work for me to be greedy and risk that money that I want to hold in cash. So when I say I'm cashing out, it's to the bank, and it's not coming back for a while. Thus that, again, if I wake up tomorrow, my portfolio is down 50% or something unbelievable, cash is in the bank, the bills are paid, right? I can continue risking what I have in crypto if I have less risk than what I have in the bank. Simple as that. Have your limit orders on Unibot been working? And does security concern you? The limit orders are pretty inconsistent. I'd say about half of them maybe have worked. But that's my experience with limit orders in general, you know, on 1inch and Paraswap and whatnot. They're just not really consistent. But I think with Unibot X, I think it'll be better. And if they will let you set a price for your limit order, that'd be better too. Because currently, you know how you do it on Unibot for limit orders is you say, if this coin moves up 30%, I want you to sell this much of it, right? And I don't really like that, especially because it's calculated in Ethereum. Like, it's looking for a specific, you know, if your bag is worth 5 ETH and you want to sell on a 100% move, it's looking to sell when it's worth 10 ETH. I just don't really like that. Like, I prefer just to have a price, but yeah, limit orders are a little inconsistent, but, you know, it is what it is. Does security concern you? Security does not concern me on Unibot. I've seen multiple people that have had issues, and they all got refunded by the team, and I just treat it like what it is, right? You don't go pick up a snake, and you get, like, shocked when it bites you, right? It's the same idea. If you store money in Unibot, and something happens in the future, it's a hot wallet, you know? Like, that's not that surprising. I mean, I would be pissed. Like, I would definitely lose money if Unibot went under right now or something, but that's the risk, right? You know, and it's just part of it, right? So don't treat it as cold storage. It's not cold storage at all. It's hot wallet. Don't plug in your private keys into that, you know? When you make money on it, take the money out, right? You sell something for a few ETH, take the ETH out. Simple as that. What do you think a 10 to 15K portfolio can get to by the end of the next run? I mean, if I had 10 to 15K, what do I think I could get to? I mean, I could run that bad boy to millions, to be frank, or at least $1 million. probably. So it just depends on how good you are, right? How good you are at not losing too much, but also winning enough. That greed management we're talking about earlier. I think you can make $1 million, but don't sit there focusing on just getting to $1 million. Don't get to 900,000 and then not hit $1 million and go back to 100,000, right? If you're at 10K, hit 30K, take some to the bank, right? You know, you got to take it one day at a time. Be happy with what you get, and don't forget to preserve some capital right now. We're not in a full-blown bull market. It's not time to be the most aggressive you could be, right? You got to be balanced. Do you give sell signals in your group? Again, I don't like to treat it as a signals group. I'm telling you guys what I'm doing. If you want to follow me, and I understand, of course, people are going to blindly follow me. I can't do anything about that. But it's not a signal. But yeah, if I sell something, it's significant. You know, if I sell 0.5% for some gas fees, I might not mention it. But if I'm selling even, 3 or 4% of a bag, yeah, I'm going to mention it in Blockcircle. I ain't going to get front run on it, but if I'm going to go, I want to go sell some Unibot, I'm going to post about it right after in Blockcircle. And I try and do the at everyone so you get pinged about it. I didn't even realize till like a few weeks ago, if you at everyone in a thread, it only ats everyone in the thread as opposed to everyone in Discord. I didn't know that. All right, you mentioned you're looking for 100 million market cap for Ator. That's first target, yeah. Like, I mean, they have no competition. This is a massive first mover, and the potential value connecting to the Tor network, and like I think they're trying to do on-chain rewards for Tor. I think that is huge. And these guys are not just crypto guys; they're engineers, right? Like their tech. They sent me some like sneak peeks into their tech. It's extremely sophisticated, and definitely above my head, as far as that goes. But I can tell at a base level, the stuff's really good, and they're working extremely hard. So I think 100 mil is kind of a low end target. That's just where I'll sell maybe 25%, 30%, try and cover my initial, as well as some extra profits just in case things go south. I want to be consistent, but I don't want to give too much of my bag too early. But I do think that, several $100 million is not that out there. I mean, I just keep going back. Cardano, Ripple, $100 billion. Okay, why can't my bag go to $1 billion? Why can't my bag with real tech, quality team, revenue share, not super greedy, why can't that go to $1 billion in the bull market if Cardano, Doge, can hit tens of billions or $100 billion? Why not? So 100 million is definitely just the first target, right? Like if you're in right now, it's 30. If you're in from 30 and you get a 3x, I think it makes sense to take initial. Obviously, if it goes 100x, I knew I should have waited for the 50x to take my initial out, but it's hindsight, right? Like, if it goes up 3x and then it pulls back for 6 months, you're going to be glad you took your initial at 3x, right? I prefer weekday streams. Really? I always assumed the weekends would be. See, that's the thing. I did a poll multiple times like a year or so ago. I need to do a new poll for live streams in the chat and see what works best for everyone, because we have so many people across so many time frames. I just figure, most people work the weekdays around 3 p.m. If you work a 9 to 5, you're not home. But Sundays, people are home. People have church, so I try not to do it like in the morning or into noon. But Saturday is also like people's most free day. Like I don't think they want to sit at their computer and watch me for 2 hours. Maybe they do. But I want to assume they want to spend time with their family, their friends, doing their own thing, sleeping in this or that. But yeah, I'll do a new poll this week in Blockcircle and see what people think. And next week, it'll still probably be Sunday, but if the poll gives different results, I'll probably re-poll next week and then change the stream after that if we have the same results as this one, okay? And maybe if the interest is high enough, I can do 2 streams in a week. Previously, there's just like, if I stream Sunday, come Wednesday, there's not enough that has changed in the market or in my portfolio that it's worth streaming again. But if we're going to be getting dozens, if not 100+ viewers, I mean, like there's going to be plenty to talk about for how much time I had. Like my girlfriend, I only have so much time. My girlfriend's like, you're streaming for an hour, right? I was like, no, honey, gotta stream for probably 2 at least, and it's looking like I'm being 2.5 now. But there's only so much time, so maybe we'll have to do 2 streams. It's family day. Yeah, no, I got you. For sure, for sure. Can we talk about Lick-S at some point? Oh, dude, yeah, absolutely. I probably won't talk about that until the Blockcircle stream. That's kind of in my list of coins to talk about for that. But we're definitely going to talk about that, because that I haven't even, like, that's not even an official Blockcircle trade yet, because I never got any kind of size that I wanted on, and it just started moving in my favor. And I don't really like to put on an official Blockcircle trade if it's already heavily in my favor. It just, like, I want to be in this together, you know? If I'm underwater, if you guys are underwater, I want to be underwater, right? Like, I want it to be, speaking over myself, I want to be in this together as much as possible. When that means if something moves 3x in my favor before I can even get a good size, it might just go unmentioned, or it might just be a trades chat trade, you know? And Lick-S is kind of like that. Like, I've talked about it a couple times. Some people probably know I'm in it, but I haven't been able to get the size I wanted, because every time I think it's about to dip, it just rips again. And I don't know if people are front running me or what, but, you know, it is what it is. But we'll talk about it on this Blockcircle stream for sure. I like the vibe you transmit on Twitter, and now that I hear you talking, I'm convinced to pay subscription and start learning. Dude, it's totally worth it. And I appreciate that. Like, if you're, you know, if you're in a country where $100 is not, you know, more than a few nice dinners out, like if it's a reasonable amount of money and you're trading with thousands of dollars, for most people, it's probably worth investing $100 in yourself, even if it's just 1 month. If you don't like it, it's 1 month. It's $100. Like, you can make it back in no time. A day or two of work, whatever it means, right? Invest it in yourself is worthwhile, and we're confident in our value, and we're not hiking our prices. We can hike our prices to $200, $300. Like, people would still pay that probably, but we want it to be affordable. But it's got to cost enough that people want to look at it every day. If it costs $10, you might take a few days off. You might not look at it. But if it's $100, you're going to come in here tomorrow morning and you're going to check Blockcircle, right? You're going to be focused. That's the key, right? We want people to be focused in. If I was you, I would have bought a Ferrari after OXO. Dude, it's been so tempting. But I've still got tax debt, dude. Like, I gotta focus on paying off all my debts first. Like, once I do that, though, the top of this next cycle, I'm buying a 812. Either 812 or an F12. I don't know yet, but absolutely I'm getting a Rari. I can't wait. I'm just trying to be patient with it. Like, why buy a Rari now if I can pay all my debt and then make 10x my money and buy a Rari and have an extra $1 million later on? And yeah, Hunter x Hunter is my favorite anime. I think it's all but flawless. It's an actual masterpiece. Like, anyone that likes TV should watch Hunter x Hunter at some point. And don't give it an episode. Give it like 20 episodes. If you don't like it, then, you know, it's not for you. Thanks for the Unibot answer. Got you, brother. For sure. I'm slowly catching up on these comments, and then we'll go to the Blockcircle stream. And at some point, I'm just going to have to stop answering, right? Like, you know, we're already at an hour, and I want to do a Blockcircle stream where we hit on shitcoins. So, you know, if you got a question, I can't get to it, hop in Blockcircle. You know, you're not going to go unnoticed. With what you said about taking 10K to $1 million, would you do that through leverage, spot? Oh, no, I would not touch leverage, dude. I would just do that in spot. Like, think about how much you can make on shitcoins right now. There's been 10x's. There's been 50x's. There's been 100x's. Even just a casual 3 to 4x. Why bother with leverage where you can get liquidated and the coin can still go up after? When, like, think about this. If you're an Ator from in here, you would have gotten liquidated on leverage here. But it's still going up, right? But I could have had on more size. Well, does more size matter if you're not going to make any money? You're just going to get liquidated? No. So I would only do spot trading, and I would only be in, like, low caps. But that's also my forte. You know, I'm an expert of sorts in low cap trading, right? So naturally, that's what I'm going to float to. Not everyone needs to do that to go from 10K to a 50K or 100K, whatever. But to me, it's the best opportunity for the risk. Like, you're basically investing in startups, right? Like, think about how that works in stocks. To invest in a bigwig startup, you got to be an accredited investor. You already got to have wealth, you know, at least hundreds of thousands of dollars. But now you can have 10K. You can put 1K into a startup that's 100K, and you can have 1% of that startup. I mean, how cool is that? And then if it hits 100 mil, you make $1 million off 1K. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy, and you're at the ground floor, so either it's not like Solana, where you can get cut in half over and over and over and over and over, and it's still going to be hundreds of millions of dollars. It's at $1 million, right? Or it's at $100,000. Either you invest, and it stays at zero forever, or you make money. It's my favorite kind of trade. Almost infinite upside, and the downside is only what you put in, right? What kind of market cap you looking at on Profi? Without a product, I'm thinking like 10 to 20 mil. With a product, I think it can go 50 to 100 mil. Genuinely. But I think, I don't even know what it's at right now. What is Profi, like 3? Yeah, 3 million, like, I don't know, probably like 10 million. I'll probably take my initial and some profits because we're in, Blockcircle's in Profi from 100K. We're up 30x right now. Not everyone, of course, is in the same level as me, but, you know, most of us are in profits on Profi. So come 10 mil, I'll probably take my initial and some gains. But yeah, I'm looking like 10 to 20 mil if they don't actually put out a product, and like 30 to 50, maybe upwards of 100 if they do, and it's a good product. Normal stream is 4 a.m. Monday for you, Logan? Seriously? Damn, dude, I thought you lived in the US. I didn't even know that. Wow. Well, big ups to you guys that are so dedicated to this that you're up at random ass times to watch it. And I want to accommodate. I'd love to be able to do a stream mainly that accommodates US guys and mainly a stream that accommodates EU or Asia. Like, so maybe we're just moving towards a 2-stream thing. Maybe that's got to be it. And that's fine by me. I definitely am willing to take the time to do that if it's worthwhile to enough people. You're skipping work right now? Damn. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely looking like... No, we'll still keep one on Sunday. Because people are adjusted to that, and that works well for me. And for me to consistently commit, you know, 2 or 3 hours to this, it has to also work well for me. So we'll keep Sunday stream. And then maybe we'll do a Wednesday. Or a Thursday or something. Or a Tuesday, you know, it depends. We'll see what the poll gives. Okay. Any coins you're looking to have new positions into if it dips? Perhaps. Of course. I mean, always. I go with what's best for Blockcircle. Definitely. Well, definitely. That's why we're gonna pull Blockcircle. We're not gonna pull Twitter or something. We're gonna do what works best for the majority of people in Blockcircle. And since we have so many new members since I last polled, I definitely got to do a repoll. Preps us for Monday. Yeah, no, I think like Monday is when traditional markets open. So I think, and Sunday is weekly closes. So I think Sunday makes the most sense for a stream. And most people have Sunday off, whether it's, you know, family time or not. Like most people are going to have Sunday off more than any other day. I mean, actually Saturday, but people also want to have Saturday as their free day. And this is, you know, this is fun. I think the stream is fun, but it's still work, right? You know, we're still working. I love it, so it doesn't feel like work. But in reality, I'm not spending time with my family and friends or anything. But anyways, yeah, we'll definitely keep Sunday, and we'll see. We'll see what else sounds good. Just sent the 100 to Basil. Let's go. Keep in mind, guys, Basil has onboarded hundreds of members this last couple of weeks, and he's on vacation. He's on his first vacation with his family in 7 years. And he is still onboarding dozens of people every day. The guy is a machine. So, SC2, if he doesn't get to you quickly, I'm sorry, but hopefully today he will get you into Blockcircle. He works really hard, but he's also trying to find time for his family. So, just let me know if at the end of the day or tomorrow morning or something, if he hasn't gotten to you, which he should, just let me know and I'll onboard you myself there. You have debt? I do. I do have some debt, unfortunately. Because I have taxes, you know, it's freaking 40% taxes in the US. And it's like, you know, I could pay that all off, or I can just pay off pieces of it at a time, make a ton more money in crypto, and then pay it off later, you know? Not something I'd recommend to everyone, but it's like, it just doesn't make sense to me to pay it all, you know, take out all the money for it now, pay it all, which would be a pretty significant portion of my portfolio, pay it all off instead of just making 10 times my money in the next couple years and then doing it then. So, but yeah, I got that. I'm like the rest of you guys. I got that. Let's move the Blockcircle. Yeah, I think we're going to have to move the Blockcircle. I can't do a 2-hour public stream and 2-hour Blockcircle stream. I just can't do it. So, yeah, no more comments. After SC's comment, he answered my first email 30 minutes ago. Your boys, oh, wow. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. That's the last comment I'm going to read from this public stream. So, let me go through these last ones. Love the fact it's all spot, 100% signing up. Yeah, dude, I don't want to bother with leverage. First off, not everyone has access to an exchange that can trade on leverage, but it's just not, I don't know. It's not, I don't like that I can get liquidated, dude. It feels like such a scam. I could be right, but still lose. I mean, I just don't like that. Legal definition of an accredited investor is US 1 million net worth and 250K a year income. It's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. When you don't need that much money to be able to identify this startup is worth investing in. I hate that. And that's why people want to say crypto is like, you know, messed up, because it's just there's scams and all this stuff, but there's scams in every market, you know? But crypto is the only market where you don't have to be rich to have the same advantages as the rich. And I love that. It's equal opportunity for the most part. Obviously, you know, you're not going to get the exact same opportunities as everyone else, but for the most part, you know, something launches on chain at 100K market cap right now, I can see that. A guy with $100 million can see that, and a guy with $1 and a cell phone can see that. And I love that. Wednesday better than Sunday. Oh, you're Aussie, mate? Right on. Okay, maybe I think Wednesday is going to be the best day, but we're going to have to pull it. 10 p.m. here representing France. Let's go. We like the French. Good luck to the Aussies. 4 a.m. is rude, dude. Yeah, that is... I mean, that's brutal, man. Mad respect to the guys that are up at 4 a.m. to watch stream. I mean... We'll try and make the next stream that happens more accommodating if it's Wednesday or whatever. Basil's amazing. Basil is a one-of-a-kind individual. I mean, you will not find a man like him elsewhere. I could not be more thankful to have him as a partner. Genuinely one of the nicest, most thoughtful people I've ever met. And he has the same vision for me where... like, Blockcircle is not about the money, and people, oh, why are you running the paid group? Just make it free if it's not about the money. Like, it doesn't work that way. Because if it's free, people aren't going to use it. They're going to tune out because it's free. But he genuinely cares about making other people money as much as I do. I want to see people change their lives. That is what matters, and he has this same exact, like, golden heart, the same exact altruism, if you will, as I do. That's all I need in a partner. And on top of that, he's damn hardworking. He's extremely smart. He's super professional. Like, you just don't find that anywhere. And he came to me asking if I wanted to work together. I mean, like, God bless. God bless. 2 a.m. for you two. Damn, you guys are awesome. Like, big ups to you guys. Big ups. How did you meet Basil? That might have to be a question for another time. We got to get in the Blockcircle stream. I don't know if you're in there. If you are, I can answer that. But he was in. I'll just give a brief. He was in the group when I got in back in 2017, like at the very start, and we were kind of just acquaintances over the years. And he came to me in 2021, was like, "You want to work together? You know, I can fix some of these problems you have." Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Dude, yeah, why not?" Like, it was perfect timing. A true diamond, absolutely. But for real, like, I do get paid Blockcircle, obviously, but it's not the goal. I mean, I do want to make a lot of money, no doubt. But so far, I haven't taken a penny to the bank. It's all reinvested into making it better. And the best thing about charging is you guys, if you're paying for this service, you're going to use it. You're going to be in here and focused up because you want to get your value out of it. Versus think of all the free Telegrams and Discords you're in. I'm in a bunch. I don't use them. I just think, you know, well, I'll tune in later, right? It's free. It's not costing me anything. I'll tune in when I want to. But if you know, shit, I'm paying $100 for this. I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I'm going to check it. I'm going to check it at lunch. And I'm going to check it when I go to bed. You know, I'm going to focus because I'm paying for it. Those people are going to make more money. That's just, it is what it is, right? Where I am probably Antarctica. Sheesh, damn, dude. You guys who are tuning in like 2 and 3 and 4 in the morning, you guys are built different, honestly. Yeah, like, you're not going to focus if it's free. You're just not. Some people are. The real dedicated people, they'll focus because they want to be focused no matter what. But most people are not like that. All right, so I just want to say thank you so much to all you guys that tuned in for this stream that aren't in Blockcircle. Like, there's no... I'm not trying to force anyone into Blockcircle. I do think it's valuable for everyone. But the ones that aren't, I still appreciate you guys tuning in, asking questions, keeping the stream lively. You know, interacting with me on Twitter and stuff, sending me DMs. Like, I really love and appreciate every one of you, and I wish you all the best. And on top of everything, I got to give all my glory to God and Jesus Christ, because there's no way I could be doing what I'm doing here today if not for my faith and if not for Jesus blessing me every single day nonstop. So I just want to say thank you to you, Jesus, for that. Could not do it without you. Amen. And for Blockcircle, guys, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shut down stream. Right? Give me like, you know, a minute or two to change it to unlisted, get the new link. I'll post that in Blockcircle in the trades chat and the live stream chat. And then everything will be, you know, identical. We'll just start it back up. We'll give a minute or two for people to come in. And then we can continue as such for the next hour, maybe hour and a half, and then we'll shut things down. Okay? All right, SC, I'll see you in there, brother. Can't wait. We got a good month ahead. We got a good year ahead. It's going to be amazing. So I appreciate you guys. Yeah, blessings be with you too. Give me a few minutes and we'll get the new stream started up. Okay? All right. Peace out. You guys take care.